So it's fitting that I'm filming the rest of this in my pajamas because that reflects how tired I am. So we wrapped filming back in August. I made an assembly edit of the film, which is where you take the files that you like and you sort of plop them together in the order that you like a rough cut of the film, because that's supposed to help the editor with their job. I also renamed all the files to match all the takes as per requested. I handed off the footage to my editor in August, and I sent the assembly edit to my composer in August. It's fitting that the battery died as well. My editor quit 10 days before the deadline without completing anything, and my composer quit less than 24 hours before my deadline. And my mom gave me the great advice that a way to avoid this is to have a plan B and to also have meetings with your people in post to assure that certain things are being accomplished by certain dates. It's all, foresight is 2020. I understand there were things going on in their lives and they just weren't in a place where it was a good idea for them to be taking on a project like this. It wasn't fair for them to wait that long to do that, but there's no point in being upset about it. I'm likely going to be alternating between 4 dead batteries right now as they charge in the wall. But I needed to take over the task of composing music, so I took off work the day that the deadline was, and I composed a theme for the film, as well as a little melody that would accompany the doll character as they appear in the film. Because music takes such a long time, I was running short on time, so we needed to get some placeholder stock music in order to complete the film. And thankfully, the gaffer, Kendra, and the sound engineer mixer, Brandon Chan, took over a great deal of the editing. They color corrected, they did all the Foley, and Matthew, who was my assistant director, also helped cut some of the stuff together. And they were all gracious doing this whenever they weren't at work. And I was helping them as I could around my work schedule as well. So it was really a team effort and they pulled through for me, and I'm so thankful that I surrounded myself with those people. So we submitted the film, we made it on time for the deadline for the film festival that I wanted to enter, which was the Northwest Horror Fest, which was the first year that festival's been happening in Spokane, Washington. It's run by Hit the Trail Productions, and they had hired me in the past to act in one of their projects. So it was exciting to submit for them. Then, about a week later, I get the notification that Chopped made it into the film festival. It was one of 11 films that was in it, and it was really exciting for the prospect of my film to be played in a movie theater, so that was really neat. Since I got that notification, which was on October 13th, I think, I had until October 26th, another 13 days, to replace all the stock music with stuff that I actually wanted, as well as fix a few mistakes that were still in the film. The way that I went about this music was I wanted to feel inspired by something, because even if you don't necessarily sort of adapt music from something else, it can at least give you an idea of things that sound good in your head. So my references for this were Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon Red, Castlevania, It Follows, and oh man, I feel like there was something else too. I also was inspired by it was a lullaby that we did in chorus when I was a senior in high school. And in the film, when the doll walks by, you hear da 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 da, da 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 da. But that actually comes from "In my heart's sequestered chambers, da 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 da." And I just made up the da 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 da. So it's funny where you can get references from. So my music ended up sounding very much like a video game soundtrack almost, which that's my own fault, but I thought it was okay. And then for Chop Mancini, whenever he appears in the film, I just took a bunch of volcano sounds and other Foley and I warped it and I put filters on it. And for my music, I ended up layering a lot of different takes of music that I had made, and then I put echoes on some of it, so it started to get, it would start very small and quiet, and then just kind of expand and get larger. And I was actually pretty proud of how some of the music at the end panned out. I was very happy with it. So, Friday of the film festival rolls along. I can't go to the film festival because I have jury duty. Womp womp. But my main concern was I was afraid that the audience wasn't going to realize that it was intentionally supposed to be funny at some points in time. And those fears were assuaged when Kimber, who played Eliza in the film, told me that people were cracking up a lot in the film. So it's like, good. We accomplished our mission. My film did not win a single award, which is fine because the award was just being screened in a movie theater. I think that's pretty cool. But I learned a hell of a lot about how you go about getting money to make a movie. I learned a little bit about directing. I've learned that it's better to use verbs in your direction rather than just sort of word vomit like I do. Although I was at least able to communicate eventually what I needed to with my actors. I had to tell Cheney very little, and I think because he didn't talk that helped. I gave Cassandra basically no direction, only a very little bit, like where her sight lines were, but she came in and knew what her character was before I even told her anything. Kimber was like a sponge, and she liked to soak up everything that I was telling her, and she was saying that it was a helpful kind of direction for her as opposed to other directions she'd gotten in the past. So I'm glad that she was able to understand what I was saying, take it in, and make adjustments. And then Brandon, who is Kenny, had mostly done plays before. So, while he was learning the different lingo as far as film goes, like set doesn't mean action, it just means everyone is set behind the scenes, we're ready to call action in a minute. But, because he does a lot of plays, he really can take direction very quickly and pretty good, actually. And I think he got every take done we needed with him in just 2 takes. It never took more than 2 takes with Brandon, which is great. So the film festival happens, and all is good with the world. And then the last thing you need to do with a film is thank everybody. Thank yous come in the form of paying people on time and promptly. So I made sure to send my checks out as early as possible. I paid all the crew as soon as they were finished on set, on their last days on set. And then I bought thank you cards, and I tried to write a personal message for everyone. I mailed it out to everyone, because whether you're an actor, you're on the crew, or you hired somebody, showing your appreciation for someone is going to speak volumes about not only your character and your work ethic, but your commitment to the craft and being in this industry. Because the best people to work with are the ones that are truly thankful for the experiences that they get. And that is very much the vibe I got from everybody. And this film was made possible thanks to Runway Renegades for granting me the largest part of my budget to make this film. It is actually the first year that they're doing this grant program, and I'm one of 3 people that they picked to allot this fund to. So I'm very thankful to Ronnie Rhino and Runway Renegades. I'm thankful to Holly Jones, who did the special effects for me with the machete and Kenny. I'm very thankful to Evan for taking a lot of time to come to my house before we even started filming and tell me where he thought each shot should be and writing out a shot list. I'm beyond thankful to just everyone that was a part of this film. And my thought is that now that I've made this film, I can use this perhaps in the future for a crowdfunding campaign to show, hey, this is what I've done, and if you donate to my film fund, I can make this next project happen. So it has opened up doors for me. I'm thankful to close the door on this experience because it has taken me months and months and months to finish this. And very much thank you to all of you for watching this, being a part of it, being a support system throughout the process, and stay scary. Wow, that was really lame.